So you are looking at the WinWing FCU, and today we're going to be diving into a bit of a first impressions review and demo. And just for clarity, this is not a sponsored video, this is actually my Christmas present, so big thanks to Santa, appreciated. And I thought I'd start by showing you guys these close-up images so you can see the level of detail they've gone into creating this unit. It's a complete one-to-one replica of the Airbus A320 FCU, and it looks and feels fantastic. All the dials push, pull and rotate exactly as they do in the real aircraft. And we'll take it out for a bit of a spin so you can see it in action. So let's hop inside the sim and get started. So we are all ready to depart out of London Luton on runway 25, and just before we get going I want to show you guys how the FCU starts up. It's quite cool. So if we go overhead and hit the ground power button, just watch this, how cool is that? And we'll just pop some batteries on while we're here. There we go, and I'll also align our IRS switches just while it starts up. And if we just monitor the plane as it goes through its startup process, you can see the WinWing replicates exactly what's on screen. All the buttons flash, the displays flash, just as it initializes. It's really cool. So yeah, just want to show you that before we get started. And you can see our WinWing display is all synced up with what we have in sim. And we can also change the brightness of the backlighting using the dial in sim, which is really nice. So you can see there on the WinWing we've dimmed that down, and we can do the same with the display as well, and that changes in real time too. So that is the unit all fired up. Let's put it to the test. So holding on the brakes then, and thrust levers to the flex detent, and we can see straight away on our WinWing the auto throttle button is illuminated, and away we go. And we'll keep the plane in heading select mode as we fly our circuit, climbing up to 5,000 feet, which is also set in the FCU. And we're also in managed speed mode, which is shown by the dot on the left of the display there. And V1 rotate, and we'll just keep hand flying until we make it through 1,000 feet before putting the autopilot on. And that's positive climb, gear up. And I'll just keep following the flight directors for now. Right, that is 1,000 feet then, so let's go AP1 engaged. There we go. So far then, the WinWing is performing exactly as we'd want. Really happy with that. So throttles to the climb detent. Right, so let's start thinking about turning in left then, so we can fly this circuit and then back down onto runway 25. So to the heading dial then, and we'll begin by just twisting that left. And you can see as I start twisting the dial, the display in the sim and also on the WinWing are all synced up, so we're on 214 degrees, and the plane is turning in quite nicely. And in fact, let's keep that turn going. Keep winding the dial round, and let's go to 188 degrees. And let's also have a look at the speed dial. So if you push it, it puts it into managed speed, which is what we're in, and if you pull it like that, it opens the speed window and we can manually put in our speed. So let's go up to 200 knots. And if we zoom in and take a closer look, we can see we've got 200 knots set, and we'll continue our turn in left. And you actually get a really good look here as I turn the dial on the WinWing. The dial also moves in sim, which is really cool. So let's continue turning that round. And I can hear the plane beginning to level off at 5,000 feet. So we will continue turning in. Let's take it all the way around to, let's go 106 degrees. Cool. Let's continue to increase our speed a touch. In fact, let's put it in managed mode again. So push the button, and that brings up the little dot which indicates we're in managed speed. And again, if we take a closer look down, we can see that's also represented on the screen. So that's exactly what I'm after. And back down to our heading dial, let's continue our turn in left. So keep winding that round. It's looking nice. Let's go all the way down to 071 degrees. Should do it. And if we take a look out of our left hand window, we should be able to see the airfield. There we go, you can see the orange EasyJet hangar that stands out like a sore thumb. So we'll make our way back around and down onto runway 25. Right, let's have a look at our altitude dial then, and we'll wind in 3,000 feet, which is what we need to intercept our glide slope. And we'll have a little play with vertical speed mode. Let's go 600 feet per minute. See how that does. And we're just turning in on our base leg now, so let's pop the localizer on. And we're still descending down quite nicely. We're going to make our 3,000 feet for our final approach fix, no problem. So that's all looking good. And let's get LS mode on the EFIS. Have to do it the old school way and use the mouse. If anyone from WinWing is watching and they want to send me their EFIS, more than willing to accept. Lol. Okay, so we are 14 DME to runway 25. Let's start reducing the energy in the plane. We will go flaps 1, set. Everything else is looking pretty good, and it's about time to get our approach mode on. So if we zoom in again, and I will hit approach mode on the WinWing. There we go, and that has put us back into managed descent. And we are now approaching 11 DME to our runway, so let's go flaps 2, set. And we're about to intercept our glide slope. You can just see the magenta diamond coming down on the PFD. And I think what I'm going to do is use the WinWing to see if we can perform an Autoland. So as soon as that glide slope is captured, which it is now, we will engage AP2 on the WinWing. So AP2 engaged. So that call out was 2,500 feet to go. We are all set for our Autoland. Let's go geared down. Okay, we are geared down and 3 green. Our signs are on. We will advise the cabin, give them a quick bong. Ground spoilers are armed, and we will go flaps full, set. So we are fully configured and stable for our landing, and I'm going to leave the WinWing on screen for you now so you can see how it behaves as we touch down.
1,000.
And that's 1,000 to go then. I actually quite like the fact that we've got seasons in 2024. Don't know what you guys think. I know I've had a few comments on some videos saying it all looks very brown, but if you came to England at the minute, it is actually pretty accurate, to be fair, and I think it's just another element of realism. So yeah, I quite like the seasons. Okay, so we have 2 reds and 2 whites on the pappies, so we're just going to let the plane do its thing.
400.
And 400 to go.
400.
And all we're going to need to do is idle our throttles when we get the call out and pretty much steer in a straight line. So
400.
let's see how we go.
300. 200. 100 above.
Check.
Minimum.
Continue.
30. 20. 10. Retard. Retard.
So throttles idled and touchdown. And we're just going to hug that centre line now. And we can see on the WinWing the auto throttle is now disengaged. and manual braking, and that is the autopilot off. And there we have it, guys. That is the WinWing FCU. So to conclude then, would I say it's worth it? Well, the answer is absolutely yes. At the time of recording, I think I paid £102, which was on offer, but even at the normal price of £140, I'd still purchase it. The build quality is excellent. It's pretty much plug and play. You just need to download their SimApp software, and it works right out the box in both 2020 and 2024. So yeah, for the added immersion you get, I would definitely recommend. And I'm going to wrap it up there for today. So that concludes my WinWing FCU review. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.